Hey-de-ho, everybody, and welcome to the beginning of a pretty big line of series of games, I'd like to say. Welcome to Kirby. Specifically, a lot of Kirby, with some things to break it up in the middle, of course. But I will read out the list of games of which I'm going to play for you now, so you don't have to guess. Starting off with Kirby's Dream Land, then Kirby's Adventure, both of which are going to be in one nice playlist right here, because I feel Kirby's Dream Land is a little too short to just be a playlist of its own. And then, of course, Dreamland 2, but not Dreamland 3 immediately. I'll keep you guessing on that one, but that's just going to be my list so far. So, without further ado, let's begin. Kirby's Grand Beginnings. This is going to be releasing on Kirby Air Rider's debut even, so heck yeah. A nice little, jaunt, huh? Cute little tune that fits. And of course, I know of a little secret that you can do. If you press up, select, and A at the same time, up, select, A, you get this. We are not going to be playing with that. Because I want to show you what it's like to go through it, you know? All's extra mode does is it just changes out a lot of enemies out to more challenging variants and just makes the levels, tough. That's it. Just difficult levels. Doop-de-doo. But regardless, let us begin. So, Kirby here controls a whole lot more differently than you would know him from in literally any game after this. I'm not kidding. In some aspects. Once I get a calmer spot here to just stop. So, you can still do your jumps, you don't gotta slide. But if you press A while in the air, nothing happens. So how do you fly? You press up on the D-pad, and then you've got your titular air buff. Okay. Here, in this game, though, you can swallow enemies, but it doesn't do anything. Your only forms of attack, in any sense, is this. Just grab and fire, grab and fire, grab and fire. You don't have copy abilities. That was not a thing until the second game. But still, this will be a decently quick jaunt. But first off, we've got the halfway point of this level. Oops. You know what? I'm just gonna save us the time. That's another perk of playing this on Switch Online. I can be like, hey, wait, hold on. But this first big enemy here, represented by a boss, was Poppy Bros Senior. Those little guys are Poppy Bros Junior. It's not really much anything special. He just jumps around, throws bombs, suck up the bombs, blow out the bombs, you're done. You figured it out. Once you find an enemy that throws something, it's very easy to just be like, oh, this is what I do against them, and then you're just set. Sucking up more than one enemy at once doesn't seem to do anything, though, sadly. And I've made triple, double, whatever, quadruple, yada yada check to make sure the recording takes. I have no idea what happened the last time I tried to record this. But, hey, here we are. Otherwise, this is a pretty simple game, all things considered. There's not too much to worry about. it might be a bit tough to get used to with a little bit of, like, input delays and stuff, but I think that's partially Nintendo Online and partially just how the Game Boy was. But this is the titular first boss that has appeared in, I want to say, literally every Kirby game after this. Wispy Woods. Hold on. Let's just keep this nice and simple for us, yeah? Ah, Low. Castle Low, to be specific. Yes, really. I didn't really give Wispy much of an introduction or anything there, but there wasn't too much to say. He's just sort of a tree. He sits there, and you just sort of pelt him a bit, and then just sort of move on. That's really it. He has the air puff attacks. He's got the apples, and that's all that really happens with him. What you just saw happen there was actually a bomb. That doesn't appear in Kirby's Adventure, even. But what it is it just is a big area of effect thingy. That's it. It's just area of effect stars instead of the usual ones. Oh hey, we've already gotten past this part. Normally that took a few more exits when I played through this. Oh, well, here's Low. Or as you'd know him through the modern games. And by modern games, I mean any time that he's appeared in any American release, like Superstar or something. You know him as just Lolo. Just Lolo. Not Lolo. What's the difference for that? Well, Lolo is not a Kirby original character. This is common knowledge now, but back when this was new, I doubt anybody knew that. Ah, spicy curry. Hold B. That's it. Hold B. You have attacks. This is the closest you're going to get to any copy ability, in this case, to fire, and not burning, fire. You'll see what I mean by burning, or rather fireball as it gets called. Now, oops. Yeah, Gordos, I'm going to show this and then rewind. They deal half of your health bar in one hit. That's pretty nuts, isn't it? Meanwhile, in most cases, they just sort of deal the one health. Ah, here they are. This is Low and La. From their own game, I believe it is just called The Adventures of Low in Japan. It's a game made by Mr. Masahiro Sakurai, and, well, these are his characters, so he just wanted to include them. Hey, I can't blame him for that. Dang. But yeah, this is it. This is the boss fight. Oof. It's pretty chill, pretty easy. All you have to do is just inhale the blocks and then spit them back out. And we're 1/3 of the way through the game. Yep. We're already on to level 3 out of 6. Or rather, out of 5, as I just misread my notes. Yeah, the original Kirby's Dream Land didn't have too many levels in it. But that's fine, honestly. Your game doesn't... That one was bull. That one, no. Okay, well, hold on. I might be cheating a little bit, but shush. As I was in the middle of saying, before I got rudely interrupted by that waddle-doo, you don't need to have, like, 80 hours of game in game. Like, heck, even Kirby and the Forgotten Land, the most recent title, it's got a lot in it, yeah. But it's not like the biggest Kirby game. I wouldn't call it that. If anything, I'd say it's in third place, which we'll be seeing what I qualify as the biggest and second biggest Kirby games. Aw, dang you. In, like, later points, which will be a while once we leave the Game Boy and the NES, that is. Because, yeah, after we're done with this game, we move on to Kirby's Adventure, which you might be like, hey, you're spoiling things. Oh, 1 second. This is swimming controls. A moves you up, but more consistently, you're going to want to hit up on the D-pad. Holding up on the D-pad is a lot nicer than rapidly tapping or rapidly holding A. Rapidly holding? That's not even a thing. I'd be wary of spikes. They've got about the same damage as Gordo. Gordo in this game. Because again, they're very different. They're very different from, like, most other games. Just go. And we can't sprint, sadly. Sprinting, or just running in general, was added into, well, Kirby's Adventure. The progenitor of most every Kirby thing that we know him for. Entering water just disables your power. That's fair. You can't even inhale, you can't air, or you can't spit water like you can. Nothing. That's it. You just sort of exist in the water. You get to swim around and avoid enemies, and that's it. Anyhow. Whee! Off to a whale. And into the sky. So much for Ice Cream Islands, huh? Oh, Float Islands. I'm thinking of the one from Kirby's Adventure. Anyways, we pick up this sweet potato-looking thing. I think it's actually a tea leaf. But meet Kabula. Yeah, just a blimp. It got a much better design in later games. But as you can see, this is it. All you do is hold down B, just sort of fly up and down and avoid his attacks. There's not really too much to discern or talk about there. You might say, like, man, you're going through this way too fast, but I'm not trying to go through it fast. I've been recording for 14 and a half minutes, and we're on level 4 out of 5 people. You need to know that. This game did not have too much. It really didn't. The only reason I felt like it had more when I was doing my casing, or as I call it, was the fact that I had to stop and take notes on every level to make sure I was getting stuff and showing stuff off that I wanted you to see. Oh yeah, Scarfies explode in this game. Like with a full-on AoE explosion. Oops. Man, I'm being reckless. That's fine. If I manage to make my way to the boss and then die, then it'll be okay. Because then I get reset at the boss. What? Ah, you... I'm gonna be abusing that rewind feature whenever I decide to make my way through this again. You might be wondering what I say when I say again. You'll find out. You'll find out. Oh, I hate that thing. I don't even know what it is. Here's a little bit of Kirby trivia, which we'd be seeing this a little better if this game had Game Boy Color support on Nintendo Switch Online, but it doesn't for some insane reason. I don't know why it doesn't. That's honestly the weirdest thing. But Kirby was never meant to be pink. Yeah, I don't know if you know that. he was initially just meant to be gray, you know, as you know him. Seeing him here, I should say. But no. But no, he was never meant to be pink. That was changed in Kirby's Adventure. Again, the progenitor of everything in this dang series. You could say for better or for worse, but come on, we all know that it just changed for the better. Having Kirby actually have the copy abilities and stuff rather than just being... inhale and spit the game. It's nice to hear these classic tunes, because hearing them remixed in later games is pretty awesome. In case you're wondering what I mean, you'll find out later. Anyways, meet Kracko Jr. The hardest boss that we'll encounter for a fair while. He moves erratically, he's hard to avoid because you just kinda don't have as much movement options or anything like that you do in later games. Like, you can't dodge, you can't block, you can't nothing. All you have is jump and shoot. You don't even have a slide. Alright, buddy. You're the most difficult fight. I'm not even gonna... But he wasn't the end of the level. What the heck's up with that, huh? Welcome to space. And another sweet potato. Except this time it's not actually something for a level boss. It's just sort of here to have fun with and get yourself a little bit of a heal, because you're gonna need it. Something that sucks that I've noticed with Nintendo Switch Online, which this is gonna be very apparent throughout all of our Game Boy and NES adventures. Lag is rampant, which I guess gives you the Game Boy experience. But couldn't you fix that, Nintendo? Nintendo, can't you fix that stuff? Like, surely it wouldn't have been that difficult. Right? I mean, I'm playing this on the Nintendo Switch 2. This should be able to run amazingly. In theory. And here's Kracko again. Or, nope, actually Kracko. Not Kracko Jr. And he's, for some reason, in my opinion, actually easier like this. Mainly because he doesn't shoot the 4 bullets down, and you just have to avoid the lasers and jump over him. Alright, that's Trap, good to know. Alright, so you suck, good to know. I'll just gladly take the hit if it means I get to bean you one. Yeah. Still tough. Still very much tough. But, you know, not bad. Well, not the worst, I should say. I do wish you had at least, like, 2 more health points. Anyways. Yeah! Kirby! I thought it just stopped. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can guess exactly what's happening here. This final level, Mount DDD is not a level. It's a boss rush. A boss rush where you just sort of have to play through each boss and a little bit of a tough extra level beforehand. And for some reason, collect this little dancing Kirby that's in every single one of these. I don't know why that's there. They could have easily done with like a key, but they didn't. Ow. Off to a great start, folks. Okay. Okay. Like, no. Excuse me. I inhaled it every other time it fell on my head. Why is that so different? Ugh. Well. Oh, different music. Simple, but it's different music. Anyhow, let's fight the most annoying one next. Just because I don't like them. And collect the floating Kirby. And we've got to fight Kracko. Thankfully, not Kracko Jr., just Kracko. So, we've been saved. Ow. But I have to perfect this boss fight or else I'm cooked. Alright. Thankfully, we've got 2 more lives, and I don't know if 0 counts as a life, and I don't know what the game over screen looks like, but we're going to be finding out here soon, if I imagine. Oh boy. And good. I thought you were gonna... That was a misinput. Yeah, do that now. And then do your lasers. They spit out a Waddle-Dee. Or do. Waddle-Dee. Beam attack, I'd say, but it's not my joke to steal. It's someone else's, and I'm not going to let them, you know, have it stolen from them. He's being very forgiving right now. What the heck? Thanks? Yay? I don't know why that was so easy. I'm gonna save the easiest one, in my opinion, for the last. And instead, tackle these guys. Ooh, those are stupid masks that remind me of Fanto from Mario 2. You know that guy. You touch the key and he goes after you. Oh, hey. You know, my first time playing this game was actually somewhat recently, I gotta say. Ow. And by somewhat recently, I mean only probably like 4 months ago. Something like that. That really. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna do a Kirby retrospective of sorts. And then, here we are, doing a Kirby retrospective. If that makes sense. Bang. Oh. Yeah, this boss is easiest when you're not trying to chase them. Sometimes. Sometimes it's a necessity, though. He almost hit me. And then... Kabula, who's for some reason in the islands. You'd think he'd be the one in the sky, but then where would Kracko fit in? You know, I don't know, actually. You know, I think they might be well placed. I'm not sure. Oop. And there. Now we just gotta go pick up our sweet potato. Or is it a tea leaf or something? I remember hearing once that it was a tea leaf, but it looks like a sweet potato. So I don't know which idea is correct. I'd like to go with sweet potato. It's funnier that way. Okay, well, let's do that again. Something unfortunate about dying in the bosses here You have to do everything again. As I was saying, sucks that you have to redo every little before bit of a level once you know, die and fail. I shouldn't have gotten hurt by that man. But, oh well. 'Tis the nature of classic games, huh? They were a lot less forgiving than nowadays. I hope people outside aren't picking up in my microphone, because I just want to have the window open, because it's a really nice day out right now. It's a really nice day out now. It's a nice day, and I want to enjoy everything. Cat's not picking up on the mic too much. Hi, Pumpkin. Yeah. Hi, Pumpkin. Hi, Pumpkin. 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 You need to relax yourself. Go lay down and relax in your comfy spot. Or just relax in the sun, either way. Anyhow, something that you might be wondering now is like, well, all the doors are closed. Where do I go next? Enter the King D&D picture. And here he is. The worst fight in the game because of how difficult he is. This is also the first introduction of the stars that pop out in bosses. You'll know them from the more modern games, but usually every single boss in Kirby, after they added abilities, has some way to defeat them without Kirby having any classic abilities. If you want to play Kirby like, you know, if you're playing the first game again, you play Kirby like you're playing the first game again, and you just inhale, spit, yada, yada, yada. But, of course, this game requires that, considering that's his only ability. Unless they just handed you a curry or something in the middle of this. Oof. Well, let's see something. I don't actually know if having one life like that counts. No, 0 counts as its own life. Let's go. I will show what a game over is like, and then... You know what? I'll show that now. Take me out, buddy. I need to show the folks what a game over is in this game. Yeah, that's it. And then... And we're back. But... Oops, a little bit further. What happens... a little bit further. If you click end. And title screen. Yep. Now let's rewind back to the beginning of this fight, yeah? Showing off that classic Kirby love and charm that they had ever since the beginning. I always love it when they do that. They have, like, the disembodied master hand on the game over screen, and it's like, you flick Kirby to wake him up, or you just, like, don't. I think one of my favorite ones is Kirby's in, oh, that was rude. In Kirby, the one on the Wii, I forget the name. In that one, if I'm remembering the loading screen right, it's just Kirby asleep. And then if you press the wake up, press OK to, like, wake him up, you wake him up. But it's just like popping the little snot bubble that he gets when he has the sleep ability. Sounds gross, but it's Kirby. You pop the little thing, and then he points off screen, Kirby runs off, and there you go. What if you click end, he grabs a blanket and he puts it over Kirby, and it's like, aww. Oh, that's adorable. Given that classic Kirby love that he always gets, which is very fair. Ow. Ow. Oh my god. I just noticed something in the background there. I was gonna bring up why in most Kirby games King Dedede's represented with this little bunny rabbit looking symbol. Hold on. I'm gonna cheat a little bit to give myself the edge because I have 1 health. Oh, he's got this little, like, odd... What? Odd bunny rabbit symbol or something like that? It's a peace sign. How have I not noticed that? Dedede's little symbol that he puts on everything is just his little peace sign in the background there. That's the first time I noticed that. Oh, you suck. Well, I do, technically, but you know what I mean. Ugh! Okay, good. And now, the ending. I don't really have much to say about this game. It's the first game in the series that most people know Kirby to start with. So I don't really know what you want me to say. Honestly. It's Kirby. Dedede stole all the food and we get it back for people by turning into a giant blimp and hauling the castle around. So, yeah. I'll see you next time, though, for the beginning of what is technically the next Let's Play, but I'm not qualifying it as such because this has only been like half an hour. Next up is Kirby's Adventure. I'll see you guys then.